If you were told to build the best five-man lineup possible using any set of players in NBA history, what would your lineup look like? There are multiple things to take into consideration, such as fit and talent, but I feel I was able to build a lineup that would beat any other team in a 7-game series. In this video, I'll select a player at each position, break down why I chose them in comparison to others, building the best possible 5-man lineup. When building an all-time starting lineup, there's a lot more to consider outside of just listing the best player ever at each position. For one, we need to build a team that is elite on offense. This means we need strong on-ball creation along with off-ball players who scale up well next to each other. We need strong floor spacing as well as players who can pressure the rim, giving us a versatile offensive approach. On top of this, the team has to be elite on defense as well. This means having strong point of attack defenders on the perimeter, some positional versatility, and elite rim protection. The idea here is to create a team that has minimal weakness with players who maximize each other's strengths. Now we can get into the actual making of the lineup, starting with the point guard position. At point guard, you want an offensive engine, and someone who can elevate other all-time level players. Steve Nash might be the best possible player to build an offense around, but he's extremely ball dominant and doesn't provide nearly as much value off the ball on top of being a clear negative defender. Magic Johnson is another option, but he's awkward as a point guard defensively and again, isn't adding as much value in a reduced off-ball role next to other all-time greats. Because of that, we need someone whose game is elevated next to other superstars, and perhaps nobody is better for this role than 2016 Steph Curry. Steph's outlier gravity, off-ball game, and floor spacing fit well next to any player in NBA history, on top of having arguably the greatest offensive peak ever. He's already the most efficient scorer ever, and next to other all-time players, you can't send the same type of defensive coverage, making him that much more dangerous. When needed, he can take on more on-ball responsibility, able to effectively create for both himself and teammates. Defensively, he doesn't lose any value as long as we surround him with elite point of attack defenders, allowing him to utilize his off-ball skills and strong anticipation. Next is the shooting guard, and again a fairly obvious selection with 1991 Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest scorer ever, and on a team next to Steph, his lack of a reliable outside shot isn't the least bit problematic. With Curry always requiring a defender attached to him from 30 feet out, MJ has more space to operate than ever, and MJ attacking in space is the opposing defense's worst nightmare. On top of his GOAT scoring, he's one of the greatest playmakers ever, pressuring defenses as well as anyone, and leveraging his scoring gravity into wide open scoring opportunities for teammates. He also adds just as much value off the ball as he does on the ball, which makes him the ultimate offensive juggernaut on an all-time lineup. On the other end of the floor, he offers elite point of attack defense that covers for Curry on the perimeter, and his anticipation in passing lanes will lead to lots of transition opportunities. In my opinion, MJ has the GOAT peak by a clear margin, and any all-time lineup without him just feels wrong. Next is the small forward position, and here's where we have a lot of options. I don't need an on-ball creator, considering I already have two super elite playmakers in Curry and MJ, so that rules out the idea of LeBron. I considered both Larry Bird and Kevin Durant, two all-time off-ball players who fit well next to any superstar and provide elite spacing, but I wanted more defense at the wing. So I was looking for a player who was a strong off-ball player and outside shooter while also being an elite defender. For this reason, my pick for small forward was 2016 Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard this season was the greatest 3-and-D player of all time, shooting 44% from 3 while being arguably the greatest perimeter defender ever. He's easily the best man defender ever, you couldn't even dribble near him, and his off-ball offensive game doesn't take anything away from the other offensive superstars, making him a seamless fit into my lineup and my pick for small forward. At power forward, I was looking for 3 things. Someone with a strong off-ball game who can space the floor and provide elite defense. None do this better than 2004 Kevin Garnett, arguably the most scalable player in NBA history. Offensively, KG's strong off-ball game would open up opportunities for scorers, his pick-and-pop game with MJ would be borderline unstoppable, and his ability to handle the ball and make plays would maximize Curry's talent as well. Defensively, KG is the most versatile defender ever, able to guard 1 through 5 for extended periods of time. He's a GOAT level communicator, making sure the team rotates as effectively as possible, and he's one of the best help defenders of all time as well. In the rare occurrence that MJ or Kawhi have a lapse defensively, he would be there every single time as a line of defense, just hounding the opposing team. KG would play the role of a supercharged 2016 Draymond Green on this team, and he's perfect for it, able to fit in any system on both ends of the floor while maintaining all-time levels of impact. The final position to choose is center, and there's so many different centers to choose from that offer different things. With how great my defense already is, and how much positional versatility we already have, on that end of the floor, all I really need is a stationary rim protector. Offensively, we need someone who can maximize the floor spacing of Curry, Kawhi, and KG. After breaking it down like that, it becomes a pretty obvious frontrunner. In my opinion, the second greatest peak ever, 2000 Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq drew the most offensive attention in NBA history with his unstoppable post presence, and if teams dare put him one-on-one, get ready to foul out. He's the quickest post decision maker in NBA history, creating instant offense the moment he catches the ball, and he's constantly working off the ball so he isn't clogging any driving lanes for Michael Jordan. Not to mention, Shaq is a very strong passer from down low, and we have him playing next to 4 strong off-ball players. Defensively, he'll serve as a last line of defense protecting the rim, and his size allows him to match up with any dominant post big, making him the clear choice to run my 5 position. That rounds out my team. 2016 Steph Curry, 1991 MJ, 2016 Kawhi, 2004 KG, and 2000 Shaq. I believe I created a lineup that has little to no weakness while all maximizing each other's strengths. Offensively, we have 2 elite shooters, the greatest scorer ever, a strong floor spacing big, and the most dominant post player ever, and all 5 of them scale up well. Every player on the team can effectively create for themselves if needed, while also being able to create off the ball, and we have the greatest closer in league history with Michael Jordan. Defensively, we have 3 elite perimeter defenders, 2 elite rim protectors, and lots of positional versatility to cover up any matchup issues Curry or Shaq might find in a supercharged offensive lineup. Kawhi can guard any opposing team's best player and essentially take them out of the game, while KG and Shaq provide nightmarish help coverage. Overall, when looking at any potential 5-man lineup in NBA history, I believe this is the team that would offer you the greatest mix of offense and defense and would beat any other lineup in a 7-game series. That's it for my all-time starting lineup. Make sure to subscribe and turn my post notifications on if you enjoyed the video. Also make sure to follow my Twitter at KGsGo, Instagram at TheHoopVenue, and subscribe to my second YouTube channel HV to keep up with my other content. You can find those links in the description. If you want to join my Discord or become a YouTube member, those links will be in the description as well. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what your personal 5-man lineup would be. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.